This is Makeup Bag Monday week 3. Basically every week I pick out a selection of products, new and old, from my makeup collection, test it out for a week, share with you my thoughts, and then share with you upcoming products for the upcoming week. You can check back every Monday to see how the products performed, whether or not I like it, do I think it's really that great after using it for a full week, or do I think it's like the best thing ever. This was originally a blog series on my blog, and you guys really have been enjoying the video series, so I'm really excited to bring it to you guys for week 3. Let's just get right into it. These are all of the products that I have been testing out for the last week. The first item is the IT Cosmetics Superhero Palette. This is one of their newest eyeshadow palettes, and I have to say I really enjoy this from IT Cosmetics. I like it a lot better than their Naturally Pretty palettes. However, if you are not crazy about satin or shimmery finishes on your eyes, this might not be the right palette for you. I think they're beautiful, they're super silky, really, really beautiful shadows that last all day. I use my Too Faced Shadow Insurance Primer with most of my eyeshadows currently. It lasts all day, it looks really beautiful, it's easy to blend, but it's not super easy to blend. Sometimes easy to blend shadows can be too soft and then it just like wipes away. This doesn't do that. I think you have a really nice variety of shadows, but they are a little bit more on the satin to shimmery finish. So I know a few of my viewers don't like that, so there's not enough true matte eyeshadow colors for you to really have that matte flawless eye look that you might be preferring. For me, I really enjoy this as a palette in addition to something. So I really loved using the blue. I did a Snapchat like look of the day using this blue, and I layered it with one of the flower shadows that I will talk about in a little bit. But these are great bases. I really love this one, which is Magical. It's like a really beautiful bronzer. You can wash this all over the lid, blend it into the crease, and it's a really quick popping shade. And then these are great highlight shades. This one, Confidence, is a true beigey matte shade. How I feel like looks like it is, but it's not. It's got a little satin finish to it. So what I mean by satin finish is that it's not a true matte. There is a little iridescence to it. It's not glittery by any means, and it's not overly shimmery by any means. None of these are super, super shimmery. They're just very, very satin, and there is a little luminosity to it. So if you don't like that in an eyeshadow palette, this would be something I would say stay away from. However, I think the formulation is beautiful. I think it's a great variety of neutrals with some fun pops of colors. Like you've got Fearless and Daring and Bold, which are still neutrals, but a little bit more of a pop of color, which I find is a fun thing to have in a neutral palette. The only thing I would say is that it might be lacking in terms of what you might need as a base. So if you have a good matte eyeshadow palette, then this is a great one to add in addition to it. I personally don't think that just because you're of more mature or older that you cannot wear shimmers or satin finish eyeshadows, that you can only wear matte. I think that's a complete false statement. I think you do what makes you feel comfortable and makes you feel confident and beautiful and makes you feel like you look the best version of yourself. Stay away from super glittery shadows in the daytime, but there's always a time and a place for it. And I really like a little shimmer. I like using mattes in the crease, but I like a little luminosity, a little satin or a little shimmer or a little pop of glitter on the inner corners and on my eyelid. I feel like it just pops open my eyes a little bit and adds more dimension. I really do recommend this palette, but I want you guys to be aware of a couple of the things in case I don't want you buying it thinking it's gonna be the perfect all-in-one palette if you wanted mattes. Let's stick with some eyes. So I have 2 Flower Cream eyeshadows. This is actually officially called the Endless Wear Eye Color from Flower Cosmetics. This is Drew Barrymore's line, available exclusively through Walmart. Now I had shown you guys this shade, which was Sheer Sands, and it's a really beautiful champagne, almost a little pinky champagne. And then I also pulled out this blue one to test out for the week because I was layering it with the blue in the Superheroes palette. And this is in the shade sheer C's. So these are supposed to be somewhat sheer but buildable, and I feel like these are really unique. They're not a full cream, but they're not dry either. They remind me a lot of the Armani Eyes to Kill, but not quite as glittery. They're more of again, a satin finish, very much like the IT Cosmetics palette. So these are very pigmented, even though they're sheer. And you can build them up. I like to apply it with my fingertips. I feel like warming up the product with my fingers and patting it onto the lid is the best way. I like using this blue as a base for the other blue, like a powder blue, because it adds depth and it really helps me layer that color and really make that color pop. Here, Sands, this champagne shade, was a really beautiful all over wash of the lid. It was also a really great base. I think these are great for considering their drugstore, and they wear a really long time. I did not find that they creased or wore off. I think they're really, really a great product. They're also cruelty free. I do feel like I wish it was a little bit wetter. It's not dry, but I feel that it's a little bit dry. I want this product to just be a little bit moussier, a little bit wetter, but it's a good product, and you can definitely spray it with some MAC Fix Plus or some setting sprays to kind of get a little bit more of that moisture in it, because I feel like if it was just a little bit wetter, it would be even creamier and more pigmented and really cling to the lid and just pop beautifully. So I do recommend these, especially at the drugstore price. The problem with me and Flower Beauty is it is always sold out at my local Walmart. So if I can order these online, I'll definitely try and pick up some other shades and some other products from the Flower Cosmetics line. I did try out Flower Cosmetics when they like first launched, and I first started YouTube and was interested in it, and it was back when they had the white packaging, white and gold packaging, and yeah, I haven't really had the chance to try them again until recently. So I really love the new packaging. I think it's a lot more elegant, a lot more luxurious. I have a dud product, and this is the Too Faced Brow Quickie. I couldn't even finish the week using this. I just felt like it didn't do anything for my brows. It was very dry. It didn't cling to my brows and separate or lift or thicken, and it didn't really set my brows. Ideally, I thought the spoolie was a great shape and size. I felt like the color was good. I just feel like the product itself doesn't do much. There's much better brow products on the market, like the Benefit Gimme Brow. The Essence one is amazing, and I think it's like under $3, if not $3. And then I love, love, love my Glossier Boy Brow. That's like my ride or die right now. And even the Benefit clear setting brow gel that I had talked about last week is better than this one, and it's unfortunate because I do love the shape of this spoolie and I do love Too Faced as a brand. I just think this wasn't that great of a product. The highlight I used last week was the highlighter Rodeo Dry from Ofra Cosmetics, and I really love it. It's a really beautiful gold, and it reminds me a lot of Champagne Pop / Prosecco Pop from Jaclyn Hill and Becca Cosmetics. It is very, very creamy, very pigmented. It does not kick back as much as the Beverly Hills highlight, which is the quad of five, which was the 5 highlights in one. So I think because it's one solid highlight and it has the really cool texture to it, that it doesn't kick back the powder as much as some of the other highlights that Ofra has. Maybe they upgraded their formulation. Whatever they did, I like it. And if you want to ever buy anything from Ofra Cosmetics, I have a discount code for the whole entire website. All you have to do is use my name, Serene30, for 30% off the entire Ofra Cosmetics website, and that's good for a while. I'll let you guys know when it's gone because I'll take it out of the description box, but I do have a section in the description box where you can check for any of the discount codes I have available, you know. Okay, the bronzer I have is from Jouer from last week, and this was in a different shade than I typically go for. This is Sun Swept, and I really liked it. I liked using this kind of like as a bronzer / contour, warming up of the face. I didn't do any major contouring with it. This was just wash all over. I like this because it's really warm. I love the formulation. The formulation is just really, really beautiful. It's never patchy. It's never dry. It doesn't flake off. It lasts a nice time, and it wears nicely on the skin. I also like the amount of product I get because I don't get overwhelmed like, oh my gosh, I'm never gonna use one of these. I've actually gone through Jouer bronzers before and hit pan and used it all up, which makes me feel better that I'm not wasting product. It's really hard, especially being a YouTuber who reviews beauty products. It's very hard to go through product. So when I'm able to go through it, I really appreciate it because I feel like I'm not being wasteful and I was able to get through it before it went bad or before I get rid of it. Great bronzer. I highly recommend Sunswept. I also like Suntan, I think is the other one that I use a lot. I do have a discount code for Jouer Cosmetics as well. It's Serene15. It's 15% off the website. And I will have the products all in the description box, whether I have a code or not. I always link every product I can find in the description box for you guys. Okay. So the powder I had been using last week, and I think there was some misunderstanding over what I was talking about, and if I misspoke, I apologize if you feel that I was trying to make a statement that was telling people what to do. I have the La Prairie powder, first off, and this is a $100 powder. Ordered it from Nordstrom, and when I was trying to order it, I was looking for ingredients. It didn't have the ingredient list readily available to me, and I just wanted to order it because I really wanted to try it out. When I got the product in my hands, on the box, the first ingredient listed was talc. Talc, to me, is a cheap product. There are a lot of other ingredients out there on the market that does exactly what talc can do in terms of texture, absorbing oils, keeping things together, and for that smoothness. You pay $100 for product, I expect more. I expect better ingredients. I expect higher quality ingredients and more expensive ingredients. Now, I was informed that in the US, if you have talc in any of your products, even if it's a very small amount, it needs to be listed first. I was unaware of that. Typically list in order from first to last the ingredients in amount of quantity. Now, I think this system's slightly flawed. I think there should be a percentage of, so we know, because a lot of skincare will claim there's vitamin C and antioxidants, but there could be just like a tiny bit of vitamin C, but because they have a tiny bit, they can claim it and say that there's vitamin C, but in reality, there has to be a certain percentage of vitamin C in a product for it to be effective. So I really think the system of cosmetics ingredients listing and regulations is incredibly flawed. That's why I was like shocked that talc was the first ingredient, because in my experience of ingredients, the first ingredient is typically the most concentrated in that product. There are several class action suits, continuous and past, over the fact that talc has been led to believe to cause ovarian cancer specifically because women were applying it in the genital region. So there have been cases, and it's a gray area. Like I said in the last video, it's a very gray area because everyone's fighting back and forth about whether or not talc is the reason women are getting ovarian cancer. This powder is not going up my genitals or up my vagina, it's going on my face. The reason I'm hesitant to use talc as a loose powder is because there's just so much that's not proven or disproven at the same time. Like, it's so not regulated, and it's such a like iffy thing in my opinion right now that if I can avoid it, I'm going to avoid it as a loose form. There's no way that we can be 100% clean and pure. We can do our best, and you have to make decisions based on what's right for your lifestyle and what you believe in and what you find is right and what you want to limit. It's the same thing as diet, but if I can avoid it, I'm gonna avoid it, especially if I know a certain ingredient I'm sensitive to. Like, I'm very sensitive to different lavender oils based on the quality and what it's mixed with. So I'm gonna avoid it whenever possible so that I don't break out into hives. Another reason why I mentioned the talc issue is a lot of people are allergic to talc or break out from talc. People's skin are so sensitive these days because there's just so many different ingredients and a lot of it's synthetic or it's been processed so much. There's also another ingredient that a lot of clean brands actually use because technically it's not bad for you, but a lot of people are allergic to it, and it's bismuth. I'm gonna have it go across my face. I cannot pronounce it, but one of my viewers and friends, Steph, she's highly sensitive to it. Things feel like what talc makes the product feel like. So she's very sensitive to it. So if I notice that that's in this powder, I'm gonna tell her, I'm gonna tell you guys, because hopefully as a consumer, you learn what you're sensitive to and what you cannot wear or what you want to avoid wearing. So that's my spiel. I do want you guys to know that I'm never trying to tell you you can't do something or you don't wanna do something, or I want you to be aware of it and go and do your own research and make your own decision. Make your own decision. Do what's right for you. I'm gonna do what's right for me. Back onto this powder. I do like it. I think it looks really beautiful on the skin. I think it sets my makeup beautifully. It's great for baking under the eyes. I think it lasts all day. I think it's just a really gorgeous powder. But it's $100, and it's $100 for translucent powder. It's beautiful. I don't know. I'm still on the fence because it's $100. It Cosmetics by Pores is really good too. There's no talc in this. This one's a little bit more mattifying. This one's a little bit more natural. If you're super oily, you might like this, but I'm dry and oily and I like this. I don't know. I feel like if you have the money to burn and you want a really amazing translucent powder to set your makeup, go ahead and get it. Treat yourself. You'll enjoy it. You'll have fun. Is it necessary? I don't think so. Do I like it? Yes. Do I recommend it? It's hard for me to say you have to go get a $100 translucent powder. It hasn't been life-changing for me. I've enjoyed it. I like the way it looks. It hasn't been life-changing. So that's where I'm gonna leave this one. Let's move into this week. First thing is going to be, I'm pulling this baby out because I love it and I just wanna give it a good go for a week and see if I still love it after a week. The 100% Pure Mattifying Primer, Vitamins and Antioxidants. Another oldie but goodie, the Jouer Luminizing Moisture Tint. I'm wearing this today and a little bit of concealer under my eyes. I just really love this stuff and I forget how much I love it and I don't give it enough of a shot. So I am gonna pull this out for a full week and use it. This is oil free. It has a physical SPF of 20. So I'm still gonna wear SPF underneath. I just love the way my skin looks with this as a base because I take such good care of my skin. Sometimes I feel bad like piling on the foundations. And I kind of feel like this week, other than like if I'm filming or going to events, even if I'm filming because I'm doing it right now, I want to let my skin breathe a little bit more and I want to just wear this and be happy with like naturally radiant glowy skin. The brow product I have this week is from Nude Sticks. I'm wearing it today. I forget how much I love this but kind of don't love it at the same time. The reason I don't love it is I need to comb out my brows before I go in with this angled brow product. I really like this. It's an angled, like really great brow color slash waxy color, but I need a spoolie, and they do have a spoolie on this end, but it's a waterproof gel, which I love. And my friend V actually says she goes in with the spoolie and the gel first, goes in with the color, and then goes back in with the spoolie. But I've never done that, so I'm gonna try that this week. This week's bronzer is a sort of oldie and goodie. It's from Physicians Formula. It's their Butter Bronzer. And I just wanted to pull it out because it smells good and it makes me like, it reminds me of tropicalness, and summer's almost over and I want to hang on to it. The blush I'm using this week is from a recent Sephora haul. If you didn't see it, go ahead and check that out. It's one of the new Marc Jacobs Air Blusher blushes. Super soft. I'm wearing this today as well. This is in the shade Flesh and Fantasy, which I really like. It's a very like sheer wash of color, but not too much. I think I need to go buy more, but I just don't know which ones to get. I hate picking blush shades. I hate picking them out, but I need blushes. Oh, so pretty. This is the Makeup Geek and Kathleen Lights highlight palette. I actually dropped mine on the floor, so it's a little dented, but it's gorgeous. Look at this imprint. So beautiful. I love this. And look at these giant pans. Like, this is a big mama highlight. I have been collecting Makeup Geek eyeshadows since I started watching YouTube and discovered Makeup Geek, and I have a couple Z palettes. So recently they did send me a couple eyeshadows and a couple contour and blushers, but I have been collecting these. So this is not everything that they sent me. A lot of it I purchased myself, and here's some more. Now, I love Makeup Geek eyeshadows because they are the most creamy, pigmented, smooth, buttery eyeshadows ever. I am so overwhelmed that I'm gonna force myself this week to only use Makeup Geek eyeshadows because I get so overwhelmed. I put these in my drawer and I only use like the same four shadows, and I don't play enough. So this week I'm gonna challenge myself to play with all of the Makeup Geek shadows I have. Like, look how beautiful this green is. This is, what color is this called? This is called Venom. This is a new one of mine, and oh my god, like, look at these foils. Look at that copper color. This is called Flamethrower. I've had that for a while. Actually, I've used this quite a bit, and every time I wear Flamethrower on the lid, I get compliments, like every time. People always compliment me on that, but they're just so great. And I'm just like, I need to make my perfect palette, and I need to play with these shades more. I need to play with color. So that's my challenge this week, is to play with color, step outside of my comfort zone, kind of switch things up. Like, clearly I wear a lot of these shades a lot. And then finally, the last product I'm going to be testing out for the week is this 3Lab Healthy Glow Lip Balm. It's a $50 lip balm. I think it's $55 actually. That is everything for this week's Makeup Bag Monday. Don't forget to come back next Monday for an update on all of the products I chose and a new makeup bag to share with you guys. Let me know how you're liking this series. Let me know if you have any product requests or eye look requests. I love hearing your feedback, but let's keep it positive. Let's keep it constructive and polite. I do my best to read every single comment and respond to as many as possible. I've been so busy filming videos for you guys because I do upload 5 days a week, every Sunday through Thursday. I've really been enjoying getting to know you guys, and I just love making videos, so thank you for letting me do that. I hope to see you guys back here tomorrow for Tester Tuesday. I will be testing out the La Prairie Pressed Powder Foundation in case you want to see how that works. Check back. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. It really shows your support. And also, a couple of you guys asked if Hubs would do a husband does my challenge, or if husband does my makeup tag, and I actually had brought that up like a year ago or 2 years ago, and he said that he would do a main channel video with me on this channel if I hit 100,000, which we kind of both he actually believed I would, and I was kind of like, oh great, that's gonna be like 3 years from now. So I'm gonna hold him to it, and when I hit that, I will make sure he holds up his end of the bargain. So let me know if you would want a husband does my makeup tag, or if you'd want me to do his makeup, or if you want a Q&A. Like, what do you guys want to see him do? And maybe by the end of the year we can get there, and he'll make an appearance, because that's when he said he would do it. I think we both thought it would be like 5 years from now. It kind of felt like it would be at that time. I mean, I've been doing this for a full 2 years. I think I'm on my 3rd year right now. So yeah, it's been a slow, steady progression, but I love every minute of it, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye! Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my... Should not be filming this late. Another oldie but goodie. Ooh.